In order to survive and thrive in today's super hyper competitive business landscape, local service businesses or any business for that matter, they need leads and sales, right? And there are a number of ways that businesses can get leads for their business, whether it's email marketing, pay-per-click, social media marketing, etc. Historically, the least expensive yet most effective way to generate leads and sales is through organic, non-paid search engine optimization. In this video, I want to show you how you as a local service business or any business for that matter can identify sleeping giants, pages on your website that are currently underperforming that you can easily update so that you get more clicks, leads, and sales to your website. Let's get into it. My name is Chris Ralph. I'm the founder of Boulder SEO Marketing. A lot of local service businesses, they are really good at what they're doing. However, they are challenged to get to page number 1 in Google and other search engines. So this is what we're going to talk about here in this video. I'm going to show you exactly what to do. All right. So first of all, this summer's project that I'm going to be heavily involved in is to basically update the Boulder SEO marketing website. Business owners, they get very busy, right? They are involved in creating content for a website, and then pages get put up, and then more and more pages, and then stuff gets outdated. So what I recommend for any business to do, ideally once a year, take inventory of your entire website. I'm not going to go through this spreadsheet, but I'm a big fan of using Google Docs to inventory the entire website and just take a look at every page. Is the content still applicable? Are there outdated dates on there about webinars that you may have hosted in the past? Just like clean up your website, right? So for me, this is going to be a 4-month project at least, but my goal is to completely update the website. All right. So we just started. And I pulled this data from Google Search Console, which is a free Google tool available to any website owner. I'll show that tool in a second. And as always, I'm going to include links to the information that I'm showing here right below in the description field of this YouTube video. So as part of inventorying the website, I looked at pages that get a lot of impressions. However, one thing that I noticed that this page in particular, finding the right local SEO keywords, is getting a lot of impressions. That's the data for 28 days. However, it's not getting a lot of clicks. However, the average position is about 10. So there's something going on, right? So let me show you this page here. So this is the page that we're talking about. It's now over a year old, and it was sort of like a quick take on local keyword research. To be honest, I don't think we put too much effort into creating this page. It was just like a quick, hey, here's how you do local keyword research. We included information about the most common tools that can be used, etc. But as you can tell, this is not a very in-depth piece of content. So what I did after identifying that this page is getting a lot of impressions, visibility, but very low clicks, I went over to Google Search Console. As you can see here, this is the Boulder SEO Marketing website. Then I added the page. So this is the page here, then click apply. So this is the data for the last 7 days. As you can see here, this page is getting quite a bit of visibility, 3,200 over 3,000 impressions, right? However, only 1 click, and the average position is about 13. So why is this page not getting more clicks? All right, so I went down here, I looked at queries, and those are some decent queries. However, as you can see here, for example, local keyword research, we're on page 3. Nobody's going to go to page 3. So how in the world is this page ranking so well? So what I did here, I clicked on impressions. Actually, let me do this. I actually eventually clicked on top queries. All right. Then I noticed that there are a lot of really long tail searches. What in the world? They don't look human created, they're way too long. They're written in a way that doesn't really make sense. So what I just did a quick search for one of these queries. Let's do an incognito search here, so it doesn't take my browser history into account. So as you can see here, this page is actually included as part of the AI overview, I believe. I think I saw it before. No, but right here, right? So it's an extremely long search term that I don't think a human created. So I did a bit more research. I went over to Claude. I deployed virtual Chris, which is basically a carbon copy of me that has all of my knowledge and a lot of SEO knowledge and general knowledge. So I went back and forth with virtual Chris, and basically the conclusion is this page is ranking for many, many, many keywords, however, 0 clicks, right? So the content is doing its job, but the clicks never happen, right? Then this isn't really a struggling page. It ranks in the top 3 for dozens of these longer tail keywords. Again, the traffic is not there. So what in the world is going on? So the tool concluded that these are AI generated queries that are now showing up in Google Search Console, right? So these could be AI agents that are doing search on behalf of somebody. Maybe a tool is running these searches, and that's why we're not getting any clicks here. So the content is a how-to guide in a world full of how-to guides. So this is one of the main problems, right? If you want to get clicks to a page, you got to do this is how I do it. So that's one of the problems that we're having here. And then basically virtual Chris, Claude, told me this page is a sleeping giant. So the authority is actually real. The keyword footprint is massive, and the opportunity lies in redoing this page, basically create something that is way better, that uses this is how I do it. Basically creating a page that's way, 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 way better, so that we can get more of the clicks from short tail keywords that have higher intent. So what I recommend, what I'm actually going to do with this page, I'm going to apply the universal content engine that I created, that I just spoke about at a conference in Germany last week. So I'm going to put the link to this blog post right below in the description field of this YouTube video. I'm actually sharing with you the exact strategy that you can deploy, including the entire prompting sequence of how to take advantage of AI to create a piece of content that will actually rank for high intent, shorter tail keywords. I published an AI SEO tip earlier this week on my personal YouTube channel. So here is the video of this tip. This will walk you step by step through this process. I'm also going to include a link to this video right below. So I hope you learned something useful on how to potentially identify sleeping giants on your website and how to potentially update the content on these sleeping giants. I did a similar exercise with a SEO price guide earlier last year, November 24. As you can see here, this page is now referenced in the AI overviews, and it's also ranking at the top in Google, and it's actually getting us a lot of traffic, leads, and sales. So if you're still listening, congrats. This actually works really well. It's a bit of work, but definitely time well spent. If you want to get more leads and sales through organic search engine optimization, this is one of the strategies that I can highly recommend. Take advantage of identifying these sleeping giants, update those pages, the content with the methodology that I explained in this video, and benefit from this knowledge. As always, stay safe and healthy, and I will catch you in the next Friday SEO tip. Thank you.